Olivia.
I'm Bailey.
And I'm Taylor.
And today we're going to talk about sexism in the X-Files. Let's start with theory. Dana Scully is the strong female lead that other females felt they could aspire to be. But she still faces gender discrimination throughout the series. Scully still faces many stereotypes like the desire to be a mother and maintain a relationship. To break this down, we have three categories of discussion: gender inequality, relationships, and motherhood. Proving Mulvey's concept of the male gaze, where men look at women as objects of pleasure. Because Jillian didn't fit this trope, we see Scully in her bra and panties in the first episode, forced into the male gaze. X-Files both encourages and discourages sexism. Casting Dana Scully as a strong female lead was a way to break gender roles in the media. Caitlin Flynn from Bustle.com states, "It's a common trope for women to become consistently emotional about her cases, often to the point that it clouds her judgment and leads her to recklessly compromise her case. Mulder is the one who consistently needs to rein in his emotions." We also see Scully constantly fighting to prove her worth in a world full of men. Whether the X-Files did this because Scully is working a man's job or to prevent viewers from deviation of the focus of her being a strong female lead amongst a sea of males remains unclear. There are multiple examples of Scully having to prove her worth as an FBI agent. We see Scully having to prove she is strong in the episode Irresistible. This episode follows her abduction arc, and because of that, she is seen as weaker and more vulnerable, leading Mulder to feel as though he needs to protect her. Scully fights to show that she can handle the case, but ends up breaking down and relying on Mulder for comfort.
Sure you don't want to sit down, Scully? I want somebody to take a look at you.
I'm fine.
Mulder and Scully's relationship is built on respect. There's a clear connection between the two of them. While we see mutual feelings for one another, those feelings are never fully acted upon. Throughout the show, we see their relationship grow. And the first clear example is in the episode Ascension, when we see Mulder's reaction to Scully being abducted. After this scene, the relationship continues to grow stronger and reflects the normal heterosexual relationship we normally see. In regard to their relationship, Scully is viewed as the typical female who gets jealous over Mulder's attention to other females. Even though viewers are supposed to see her as this badass woman, she still has female emotions. We see Mulder get emotional protective when Scully faces potential danger, showing typical dominant male traits, and proves that he thinks she is weaker and more vulnerable than he is. Mulder shows great appreciation for Scully and her acceptance towards him and the X-Files. Whether it's because of his romantic feelings for her or his respect for her as a colleague. He states on multiple occasions that he couldn't continue his work without her.
Why did they assign me to you in the first place, Mulder? To debunk your work, to rein you in, to shut you down.
But you saved me. As difficult and as frustrating as it's been sometimes, your goddamn strict rationalism and science has saved me 1,000 times over. You kept me honest. You made me a whole person. I owe you everything. You owe me nothing.
We first see Scully wanting a family in the episode Home. It becomes a continuous issue for Scully because of her job and fertility issues after being abducted and having tests done to her. Because Scully breaks barriers as a female FBI agent with a medical degree, it seems that her inability to have a family is her punishment, which becomes more and more prevalent throughout each season. She is faced with different issues relating back to her desire to become a mother. It seems that The X-Files is just another show that can't get away from stereotypical gender issues altogether. Despite her flaws and the struggles she faces with sexism, she is still someone that generations of females can look up to.
Mulder, shut up.